So tell me a little bit about your background. Terry has spoken at a National Women in Roofing Day luncheon, so I know that she used to work for Reed Ribble. But Terry, tell us a little bit more about sort of how you got into this political role.
Um, well, I spent a number of years on Capitol Hill, and I think the longest I was working for Reed Ribble when, he was in Congress. And then when he retired, I tended to follow him to the roofing industry. I'd heard about, the industry for the entire time he was in Congress, all 6 years. So a lot of the issues were, somewhat familiar. But it was incredible, to join NRCA in 2017 and just the camaraderie and the encouragement and the passion that the membership has for the issues. Folks maybe competing in similar arenas, and everybody when they come to NRCA, it's all like, how can we do better? How can we be better? Best practices, sharing, and so that's kind of been, I don't know, the most exciting thing. And I knew Jeb before, and I would tell her, it's just amazing, like the people that conferences are my favorite part, just to get to see our membership and work with everybody. So I had some experience on Capitol Hill in the administrative side and a little bit in the policy side, and I've been able to do a little bit of all of that here.
Without a doubt, I think that working in association management, that's the best thing, is our members. And so, Deb, you did not grow up as a roofer. You come from the political side as well, but a little different. You've spent a fair amount of your career working on foreign policy issues. Is that right?
Yeah, so foreign policy was kind of what I really focused on, particularly when I worked in the Senate for Senator Johnson from Wisconsin, which is my home state. Also worked for Reed Ribble when he was a congressman, which is how I know Terry. And Terry and I were actually roommates as well. So I can tell you a few stories about Terry Dorn and her cooking. She was a very good roommate. But yeah, I spent most of it on foreign policy, although I've done pretty much every issue area on Capitol Hill. I started out as an intern in a district office, moved out to DC. I actually started out working on primarily energy policy. So the energy efficiency components of Roofing Day in particular are kind of bringing me back to my roots in a way, of issues I haven't worked on in a while. Spent about a decade on Capitol Hill, again, in different roles, everything from administrative, financial, and scheduling off the Hill to most recently as a chief of staff for an Arizona member for the last 3 years. I think for me, I needed to take a step back. The burnout they talk about on Capitol Hill is real, and by divine chance, I was looking for a job, and Reed Ribble said, "Oh, wait a second, we have an opening." Nathan Pick, who was in my role before this, was leaving, and so he connected me with Dwayne, and I guess the rest is history. And I've been here since July, which is a very odd time to start a new job. Office, we're fortunate that we have a kind of a spread out individual office. But yeah, it's very strange. I'm really looking forward to the day where I can meet you, Ellen, in person, and all of our members, because we're really just faces on a computer screen now. And in some ways, it's a little more personal. You get to, see people in their natural habitat with kids running around, which is my part. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. I am also really fun to hang out with. So I cannot wait to see you two in person again as well. And I don't know if I told you this, Deb, but way back in, I want to say 1993, I was an intern on Capitol Hill too. I went to college in Washington, D.C. and was an intern for a congressman from Alabama who's shall remain unnamed. And yes, it was very exciting being 20 and doing that.